Red dust swirled as the two leaders charged toward each other. The roar of the long-toothed demon mixed with the shrill screech of the Savanna scavengers, tearing the hot air of the Rift Valley. Baboon versus Hyena. Death battle between two rulers of the Savanna. That dry morning, the sunlight poured down on the Rift Valley like a layer of molten metal, evaporating from the cracked ground and dyeing the space a dazzling yellow. The baboons had just moved to the stone floor area next to the dry stream, which was considered a natural fortress during the harsh dry season. This year's dry season was unusually long. The stream, which was the last source of water in the Rift Valley, had almost dried up, leaving only a thin strip of wet mud that was enough to attract all the animals desperately looking for water. Roko's baboons, after many days of wandering, had chosen the stone floor next to the stream as a temporary shelter. Not only because of the water, but because the land was high, open enough for them to see their enemies from afar. For a large herd of cubs, like Roko's, this was a vital choice. But what they didn't know was that the location was right on the main hunting route of the Bonebreakers clan, the spotted hyena pack ruled by Savanna. Every dry season, the hyenas moved along fixed trails to approach carcasses, water sources, and weak herds. When the baboons set up camp in the middle of that route, they were committing the most ecological taboo of all, invading the hunting territory of the most organized species on the savanna. Savanna could smell the monkeys from afar, the scent of a species with delicious meat, but more importantly, the scent of a competitor for water, a resource more precious than blood at this time. The monkey's occupation of the stream bank forced the hyenas to circle twice as far to find another source of water. For a large herd of young like the Bonebreakers clan, it was a threat that could not be ignored. At the same time, Roko also felt the unusual tension from the headwind. Baboons were not primary predators, but they were extremely aggressive when defending temporary territories, especially when they had young. For Roko, The presence of the hyenas meant one thing. His pack was about to be tested. And then the real spark was lit when a young baboon fell behind the pack and wandered right into Soraya's hunting path. For the hyenas, a lone young individual was an opportunity. For the baboons, it was the line of survival. It wasn't hunger, it wasn't inherent hostility. The encounter that day broke out simply because the two species needed the same water and safety, but couldn't share it. Baboons and hyenas are not only different in morphology, but they are two opposing biological weapons of nature. One species relies on intelligence, speed, and flexible pack tactics, while the other relies on bite force, toughness, pain tolerance, and extraordinary endurance. This difference makes every collision between them always have an unpredictable outcome. Adult male baboons, especially alpha individuals like Rocco, possess fangs nearly as long as tiger cubs, which can penetrate the flesh of an opponent in just one bite. An average male baboon has a bite force of about 500 pounds per square inches, but what makes them more dangerous is the speed of their attacks, snapping, swinging, and scratching from their forelimbs, which take place in less than 1/10 of a second. Their physical strength is also impressive. They can sprint at speeds of 50 kilometers per hour, and in particular, they can attack using paramilitary tactics, feint, surround from two directions, attack directly at the opponent's weak points, such as the nose and the two sides. In nature, there have been cases of male baboons killing hyena cubs with just a few precise bites. Meanwhile, spotted hyenas are one of the creatures with the strongest bite force on the savanna. Their jaws reach 1,100 pounds per square inches, enough to crush the femur of an adult antelope in just a few bites. Unlike dogs or wolves, the hyena's strength is concentrated in its forelimbs and extremely strong neck, allowing it to lunge at its opponent like a living wedge. Their skin is thick, elastic, and extremely tear-resistant, a natural armor that helps them confront lions and vultures. What makes Soraya even more dangerous is its superior pain tolerance and recovery ability, allowing it to continue fighting even when seriously injured in the shoulder or thigh, something that many other predators find difficult to do. And if baboons are dangerous because of their tactics, hyenas are scary because of their cold calculation and endurance. They don't need to win quickly. They just need to hold out long enough for their brethren to come. A 1v1 between baboon and hyena might be evenly matched, but a 1v4 always goes to the hyena unless the baboon leader manages to turn the tide with a counter-encirclement tactic. What makes the clash between the two species so unforgiving is that both believe they are the more dangerous. Baboons believe in intelligence and sharp fangs. Hyenas believe in steel jaws and fearlessness. When these two philosophies of survival collide, the savanna splits into two worlds, one of speed and strategy, the other of brute strength and unbreakable tenacity. The savanna has barely had time to catch its breath from the early morning heat when the ground shakes with pounding footsteps. Rocco is the first to dive down from the high stone floor, muscles flexing under his gray-gold fur, his yellow eyes flashing with pure anger. He is running to save more than just a child. He was charging into battle to defend the herd's right to exist. Rocco's roar echoed in the valley. It was not a threat. It was a summons. The baboon's typical tactics began to manifest on the dry, cracked ground. Soraya, from a lower position, saw it all. She did not panic. She did not retreat. She stood still for just a breath, pricked her ears, and let out a short, dry, sharp cry. A command as sharp as a knife. From behind the tan grass, 4 gray figures spread out like ghosts. They did not run. They advanced in wide strides, the pressure forming a closing arc. The hyena's tactics never changed, squeezing to the end. Not for beauty, just for sure. Baboon and hyena faced each other only a few meters away. The air was frozen. Not a single one retreated. The battle broke out. The battle raged on, uncompromising as it was. Just as the two groups were entangled in a fierce melee, another sound rang out. The baby baboon had tried to crawl out of the thorn bushes. In its desperate attempt, it stepped on the soft ground at the edge of the stream. The ground gave way. The baby lost its balance and fell into a deeper body of water than it had imagined. For a fragile moment, the battle stopped for only half a second, but it was enough to change everything. The sound of falling was very small, but everyone heard it. Rocco turned his head, and his heart ached as the baby baboon sank. Every time it tried to surface, it sank deeper. If no one came to save it, it would be over in a few dozen seconds. Soraya saw it too. But what startled her was not the baby. It was the unusually strong stirring of mud next to where the baby baboon had fallen. A current of air rose. A dark shadow crept lightly under the mud. A pair of dim yellow eyes opened right at the water's edge. A dry river crocodile, one that almost no one expected to still be in this shallow pool, emerged. The battle between Baboon and Hyena suddenly became a race against time. The Savanna suddenly became strangely quiet. No more roars. No more hissing. Only the sound of moving mud and the heavy breathing of those standing on the edge of life and death. In that brief moment, time seemed to compress into a tight string about to snap. The baby baboon struggled in the mud, its eyes filled with panic, as if begging the world not to abandon it. Its weak cries no longer carried far. They were muffled by the despair that filled its small body. Soraya watched everything in silence. Its eyes were no longer the fire of a hunter, but the rare hesitation of a leader. It saw the baby baboon sink helplessly. It saw the mud calm down and then shake violently as the crocodile moved closer. And in that moment, the maternal instinct that she had hidden away emerged like a thin crack in her cruel face. Roko rushed forward like an arrow, breaking the wind, her feet sweeping hard on the cracked earth, raising a mist of red dust. He could no longer hear the hyenas, could no longer feel the hot breath of the savanna. Only one sound pierced through all the broken, fragile breathing of the baby baboon, sinking into the mud as if falling into a dark abyss. He leaped from the cliff to the edge of the stream, his body spinning in midair in an instinctive movement that he himself had no time to think about. When his hands touched the ground, the soft mud sank deep enough to his wrists. From under the mud, the crocodile's rough head emerged, its cold yellow eyes like two pieces of dead glass. Soraya stood motionless as Roko pulled the baby up from the mud bank. The sound of the crocodiles missing their bites behind them echoed like a dark drumbeat, but no hyenas charged. The bone breakers retreated half a step, their instincts, which usually spurred them into melee, slowed as if pinned down by something unnameable. Soraya's ears drooped. She took a deep breath, then turned her head. The fight stopped there. In a rare moment, between two species that always saw each other as the ones who took their lives, something like acknowledgement emerged. Not respect. Not outright sympathy. recognition that a small life had been saved, and that was greater than any temporary feud. Soraya turned away. The hyenas followed, step by step, silently disappearing into the hot dust. In the distance, the baboons began to approach. Small, trembling calls, filled with both worry and relief, echoed across the dry land. The encounter ended not with blood, but with a sudden decision. A pack of hyenas, because of a moment of the past, chose to retreat before the courage of an individual enemy. That day, the Savanna did not witness a winner or a loser. Only witnessed a creature pulled back from the hands of death. In the harsh steppe, where life and death are only a breath apart, sometimes the strongest is not the one who wins the battle, but the one who knows how to stop at the right time. Today, there was no enemy, only a small creature pulled back from the brink. And the Savanna, in that rare moment, was silent before the courage and unexpected choice of both species. Don't forget to ring the bell and subscribe so you don't miss the next series of wildlife survival.